Coach, if we could start by just getting your thoughts on today's announcement. Did you just feel the timing was right?
Yeah, over the last week or so, Mr. Melnick and Pierre and myself have talked, and Mr. Melnick was here yesterday, and after meeting with Brady, was confident that he was the guy that he wants, to lead his organization, and myself and Pierre, feel the same. There's plenty other guys that have captain attributes, but at the end of the day, we think that Brady's his play, his demeanor, his leadership is something that can help this franchise going forward and put us on the map.
A decision like this isn't sometimes made easy, but given the dynamics in the locker room and the length of his contract now and just him personally, perhaps it was an easy choice.
Well, I don't think it's easy. I mean, I think everyone knows, the other guy, Thomas Chabot is a guy that, has all the attributes as well, and it's not an easy choice. But we feel that his style of play, his day-to-day actions with the guys, his ability to lead with emotion will help us in the long run.
Is there stuff like we can see on the ice and what he does, and you say he's a leader? Is there stuff in there that is what a captain does? I mean, I don't know, you tell us secrets, but what is it that he does as a captain in a room to really help?
Well, he's always looking out for the little guy, and that's and that's what leaders do. He, physically for sure he takes care of those guys, but he's always looking out for the little guy, and it's not just the players; it's the trainers, it's the the special needs, it's the things he does on the side that people may not know about. And it really has a big heart. And being a captain of the team isn't just the players; it's the captain of your community, really. I mean, you're captain of the Ottawa, hockey. And your face is going to be everywhere, and we think he's the kind of guy that is not only going to lead in the room, but away from the rink and bring, something really to the brand.
GJ, you guys haven't had a captain for 3 years, so how does this change things?
Well, I think we've led through, they're young guys, and I think we've led through, assortment of different people. But I think it puts a face to the franchise. I think, it allow what you're building kind of behind, and we talked about wanting to be a championship team, and we know how hard that is. We don't say that lightly, but all these teams have captains, and captains that have been there, years prior to, that have gone through the tough times. Brady's been through the tough times. Right now we're having a tough time, but he's going to be the guy when it's time to turn the corner. That's going to, remember what it was like to grind through this to get better, and eventually, when we feel we're, one of the teams that are knocking on the door, we think he's going to be an elite player in the league that can bring all the attributes that we talked about.
At 22, I also think it makes him the youngest captain in the franchise history. Was that ever a hesitation?
Yeah, I think that's probably why we waited a bit. I mean, I'm going to try and take some of the load as much as possible when it really gets going tough. I mean, that's my job as the coach, is to take some of that off him. But in saying that, he grew up in hockey his whole life. He's probably a more mature 22-year-old when it comes to that. He's been at the arena, since he's 2 years old, and he's lived the NHL and knows nothing but it. So I think that gives him a leg up when we're talking about, a young captain. I mean, his dad was a captain. He's been around it his whole life. So I think he has outside sources that'll help him through situations that make it easier for, say, a 22-year-old to be a captain. Yeah, me and Pierre met with Shabby, and Shabby was 100% behind the decision. I mean, I'm sure, and Shabby is captain material. Let's not disregard that. He's a guy that looks after the guys. He's a guy that guys look up to, and it'll be, Brady will have the captain, but it'll be a co-captain situation where I'll be talking to both of them quite often. And it's not like, they're best friends. They back each other 100%. And Shabby's a guy that's going to help Brady navigate through all this stuff, and they're going to do it together.
We shift gears.
There's no further questions.
status? No practice today.
Feeling under the weather, we'll know more later today.
Your decision to go with the defense pairings that you had here today on practice ice, is that a result of what you've seen the last couple of days from your hockey club, and will they hold true for tomorrow?
Well, yeah, they're gonna be like that tomorrow, and Zub and Shabbat have been really good together, but we're not getting the results. And at the end of the day, it's not about one or two guys or five guys putting up points. It's about us winning games. And if you're not winning, you have to change. And that's what we're doing. And we're gonna try and split it up. You know, I think Zub and Mete can provide some ability to move pucks and also defend. And I think Zaitsev's played his best with Shabbat. And we think he's an elite defender, and we're going to put them back together and see what happens.
Murray tomorrow?
Murray will go tomorrow.
But before, I know Watson wasn't there, but forward lines juggled quite a bit.
Yeah, we'll see with Waddy if he's still under the weather or not, what those lines will look like. But we only had 12 forwards today, so we kind of just mix and match there. But things could change there by tomorrow.